Yes. Back with another video. Back again with another video. And today just want to talk about Roston Chase. I think Roston Chase is a very underrated cricketer. And why do I say that? In T20s, by the way, I'm not saying Roston Chase is the best test player, is the best ODI player. Not even saying he's the best T20 player. I'm just saying he's very much underrated and underutilized when it comes on to T20 cricket. All right. So just stay tuned here what I have to say. And then you can, of course, share your opinion. Don't just crucify me. At least hear the message first and then crucify me after. All right. So first thing, let's go back to the World T20 squad in 2021, right? Um this was a World Cup squad in 2021 in the UAE where Australia won the World Cup and Roston Chase got into this squad and many were upset, many were disappointed. Many didn't want Roston Chase to be there. Many didn't want a lot of persons to be there. We're not getting into the others like Chris Gayle and, Chris Gayle's time was done. Ledley Simmons shouldn't have been there. We're not going to get into that, please. All right, we're not going to get into that. I put in yellow Roston Chase. Just focus on Roston Chase. So Roston Chase got in on the back of a superb um, CPL. So in CPL, he was a leading run scorer. And he was coming in batting at number 3 for St. Lucia Zouks. And he was excellent. He was averaging 50 and striking above 140. We would take that any day in West Indian colours, batting at 3 or 4. So Roston Chase showed that he could give us a 400-run season and that he was way above everybody else. Apart from Evan Lewis, he was way above everybody else that season. He was finishing off innings. He was able to build innings. He was able to bat through the middle. He was doing everything. And then he would give you 2 or 3 overs, some very good overs, even in that CPL finale. I think he got rid of Chris Gayle for a duck and he was bamboozling Evan Lewis. I think he might have also gotten Evan Lewis, got the 2 left-handers. I don't quite remember, but he was bowling very well in that finals. It was Dominic Drake's brilliance that allowed the St. Kitts Patriots to win that game, right? To win the final and lift their first CPL title. So Roston Chase got in the team. And when he went to the World Cup, he didn't do much. Right? When he went to the World Cup, Roston Chase, he didn't start. Many were upset with that because they wanted him to play that Marlon Samuels role and then also come in and give a few overs. He didn't start. By the time he got in was like the second to last game. We were already out of the competition. We had lost badly to England, being bowled out for 55 and all sorts of craziness, right? So Roston Chase didn't get to do much in the World Cup. 2 games, didn't do anything really. Then he was dropped for the Pakistan series. Well, he wasn't dropped. He withdrew from the Pakistan series for personal reasons. Many of the players withdrew for personal reasons. Not sure what those personal reasons were. But I want you to look at the Pakistan series. We lost 3-0, right? But there's always something deeper we had to look at. If we look at Akil Hussain down at the bottom of the screen, right? Just look at this. First thing, look at the leading wicket takers, of course, dominated by Pakistan. But I just want you to look at the economy right here. Who are the best economy in the series? Akil Hussain, right? Akil Hussain. In some high scoring games where Pakistan were making 200, 170 or 200, look at Akil Hussain's economy, 4.3. 4.3 in the 2 matches he played. Imagine if we had Roston Chase, right? Another spinner, right? Because Akil was doing well. I'm sure Roston would have done okay on the surfaces too, right? Right? So based on that, no problem. Roston took a break from this series, withdrew for personal reasons. And then the next series against England, Roston was not back in the squad. We just saw that our spinners are doing better than our seamers. Akil was basically the only spinner at the time, right? Main spinner. And then Roston was not back in the team. So now Fabian Allen came in the team for this T20 series. Fine. Two left arm spinners, I have no problem with that, no issues. But no Roston Chase. After such a good CPL run, right? Why was Roston Chase not recalled? All right, so he wasn't recalled, but no problem. We managed to win the T20 series 3-2. Chase the Holder picking up, I think, 4 wickets in 1 over in the fifth T20 to ensure we win the series. Rovman Powell got a brilliant 100, I think, in the third game and some crazy stuff, right? This was an excellent series. No problem. We win. No problem. That's fine. Then now we went to India. Because we know we were going to India, Fabian Allen was there, Akil Hussain was there, and Roston Chase got back his recall. I'm very happy for Roston Chase. Now look when Roston Chase came back. Ignore the scores. We lost 3-0 to India. Yes, I know. But look at this. Who had the most impact according to ESPN Crick Info and Crick Buzz? Roston Chase had the best impact for the entire series. Who was the leading wicket taker? Roston Chase, 6 wickets from his 3 innings. Who was the most economical bowler? Roston Chase. Look at this, just to put it into context, right? Look at the Indian bowlers here. These were the best bowlers in the series. India, 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 India. West Indies' second best bowler was Sheldon Cottrell. So notice, usually a team of maybe 5, 6 bowlers. All of India's bowlers were better than our other bowlers. The only bowler that stood out above the Indian bowlers was Roston Chase. And would you believe after this brilliant performance in this series against India, in India, guess what? Um, Roston Chase, yes, he played against South Africa in just one game, but guess what? First two games, Roston Chase in the squad but out of the team. How is this man out of the team? That's way back to South Africa 2023, but let's stay in 2022, right? I'm just showing you the trajectory of Roston Chase's T20 career since he got into the team. Now, after this brilliant performance, right, from Roston Chase, right, best bowler in the series, India came now to the Caribbean. So we were in India last time. Now India came to the Caribbean. And look at this. India pummeled us in the first T20, 190. Bowlers restrict us to 122. And look at the bowl. Look at who was our best bowler, really and truly. Akil Hussain. Look at that. 4 overs, 1 for 14. India played 3 spinners in this match and bamboozled us, right? Ravi Bishnoi and Kuldeep and all sorts of guys bamboozling us. We only had 1 spinner. Why was Roston Chase not even in the squad? Roston Chase was not even in the squad. No, this was by the end of the series. We ended up losing the series 4-1 to India. Remember, the previous series, Roston was the best bowler. How is it in this series the man was not even selected? Don't worry about the best batters that series. Don't worry about the best bowlers either. I want you to focus on the economy. Look at the economy, the spinners, Deepak Huda, Kuldeep, Akil Hussain, Ravi Bishnoi economy was like 8 as well. I mean like 7 as well. His average was 8. Can you imagine that? The man bowling average was 8 runs per wicket. For 8 wickets, that's incredible. That's incredible. So if we score like 50 runs against him, we're losing. He's taking 8 wickets for what? Well, 8 times 8 is 64. My bad. So 65 runs, right? We're scoring 65 runs against Ravi Bishnoi. We're losing 8 wickets for 65 runs. That's incredible. That's incredible, right? So the spinners dominated this series, and we didn't have Roston Chase. Why? Why? Roston Chase is underrated, right? Now we went on to go to the World Cup in Australia. And our surprise pick was Yannick Carrier. Yannick Carrier, the leg spinner, who had never played a T20 game up to this point. He got into the T20 team, kind of like a wild card pick. Where is Roston Chase? Raymond Reefer went in ahead of Roston Chase. I mean, the World Cup is in Australia. Not going to talk much about it. We didn't even qualify to get into the main stage of the World Cup. We were knocked out in the qualifiers. No Roston Chase. Now, the South Africa series, high scoring matches, can't really look too much into them because um, small boundaries, pitches not really doing anything. But what I want to focus on was the economy of the bowlers, right? In high scoring matches, West Indies going at 11 runs per over here. We're going at 13 runs per over here. We're going at 13 runs per over here. We're hammering all the South African bowlers. Anrik Nakia was brilliant. Rabada was there getting hammered. Even Tabre Shamsi was getting hammered. Maharaj was getting hammered. Our bowlers, Shepherd, Joseph, all of them were getting hammered. And look at best economy, the top three. Roston chasing his one game that he played, the 30-20, none for 43 in his 4 overs. And that was even better than Shams's, I think, 3 over for 35, because 3 overs for 35 is like 11s or 12s. So Roston Chase, again, on flat surfaces, small boundaries, he's able to hold his own. So you would think that based on that South Africa series and seeing that Roston could manage himself on flat tracks, you'd think that he would start against India in home conditions again. You'd think that West Indies learned from their mistake, right? Roston Chase was dropped from the playing 11, not squad. He was in the squad. My mistake, I'm displaying squad here. He was dropped from the playing 11 when India came here. And no problem because we won the first T20 by 4 runs. We won the second T20 as well due to the brilliance of Akil Hussain and Obed McCoy. So we won the first two T20s, right? And Nicholas Pooran as well with a brilliant, brilliant half century in the second T20. But the third and fourth T20 that we lost, afterwards we brought in Roston Chase for the fifth T20. And I want to show you, this was the 30-20, right? The 30-20 Roston Chase came in at Guyana. 4 overs, none for 28. He was very economical, or second best bowler behind Alzari Joseph. And you know what? Guess who was dropped for the 40-20? Roston Chase. I just want you to actually see what's happening. So the man was dropped in the 40-20. We lost that game. Came back in the 50-20 now. And then took 1 for 25 to help West Indies restrict India, and they will win that 50-20 against India. Now, after winning the T20 series against India, guess what? Come the England series, guess who did not even get a single game? Roston Chase. Guess who come Australia wasn't in the starting 11 for the first or the second T20? Roston Chase. But guess what? Roston Chase, my man, finally got a game in the 30-20. Made a nice 37 off 20, batting at 4. And then, of course, it was his bowling, 2 for 19, right? Economy well below 6, right? And ensured that West Indies beat Australia. So, put some respect to our name. We lose the series 2-1 instead of 3-0. So this is Roston Chase's career in T20 cricket to date, right? Chase is definitely our most economical spin bowler, all right, in the region. He's up there with not yet, he's up there with Akil Hussain, around about 6.5 runs per over, right? So Roston Chase is very economical. He's not doing much with the bat, but definitely Roston Chase is an underrated player. You see why I say that now, right? Roston Chase definitely deserves to be in the T20 squad. That was my whole point of this video. The man had to earn his position into the squad. And even when he got into the squad, he has to earn his position into the 11. Now, I don't want Roston to get comfortable. I want him to always be putting in performance like these with the ball. And I would like to see him do more with the bat like this, 37 from 20. And maybe make number 4 his own. Roston Chase perfectly balances our T20 lineup. He allows us to have all the power hitters at the top, all the power hitters at the back end. We know he didn't bat at 4. If you can continue this and score 30 odd from 20 every game, that would be good. And then he balances our bowling lineup perfectly. So Roston Chase certainly deserves to be in the T20 squad. Do you agree that I think he's underutilized and underrated? And far too often he's the man dropped. From this, any little thing happen and they need somebody to be dropped. Roston Chase is the first name that they write down to say, yes, he's going to get dropped. Somebody else is in. What are your thoughts? Do you think Roston Chase, the T20 player, is respected? Do you think he should warrant a starting 11 position? What's your thoughts on Roston Chase? So share your thoughts, your comments on Roston Chase. But I believe he deserves to be in the starting 11 now, going forward. And let's just hope that he continues to give us these good performances with the ball. So it's your boy Ronaldo, and I am out.